What's up, everybody? My name is Parker Bonner, and today I am here with my co-host Kyle Stoughton. And today on the post-credit review show, we're talking about movies.
Fast and Furious presents Hobbs and Shaw.
So Hobbs and Shaw is directed by David Leitch, and to be honest, I'm not super familiar with the rest of his work, but I have to admit I'm very impressed with this. This is almost like a full-fledged comedy.
Yeah, I feel you there too. I'm actually in the same boat where I'm not a Fast and Furious fan personally, but I gotta say, I think they really did something different this time, and they didn't try to make the focus as much on the cars as on maybe the humans in the story. And I think that I really like the way they approached this one more so than the past movies they've made in that franchise.
And speaking into that a little bit more, I really have to commend both the lead actors. They really worked well together. The banter back and forth was phenomenal. I would assume that a lot of it was just kind of off the cusp and ad-libbed, but it was really funny and it was cut and directed really well to get the most out of that comedy.
They make fun of each other throughout the movie, and it was one of those things that at first I was like, oh, is this going to get annoying? But actually, it got funnier for me the further it went on.
All right, so we've talked a lot about things we've liked about the movie. Why don't we jump into a couple things that we didn't like? Do you want to start us off with that?
I'd love to. For me, it's the same thing as, and this is funny, it's the same thing as the rest of the Fast and Furious franchise. Anything with the cars for me is just, it doesn't work. They just make the cars get into these situations that are unsurvivable and just over the top, specifically toward the ends. There's just an over the top scene that doesn't really work at all for me. It just feels completely stretched too thin.
You know, I have to agree with you. I was entertained throughout the car sequences, but it was one of the least exciting action sequences of the movie. And continuing the trend of the Fast and Furious franchise, everyone is a superhuman. This movie is more comic booky than comic book movies at times. People are falling off cliffs, buildings are blowing up on top of people, and they're walking away without a scar on them, which makes sense kind of for one specific character.
Right.
But when you're following Hobbs and Shaw and they're walking away from these things, it can be a little like, okay, but at the same time, it goes back to what we were talking about, really embracing the corniness and the cliche and really playing that as comedy.
Yeah, I definitely agree. And I do I really did appreciate that at least one character, they did explain why he could survive some of this stuff. I'm sure, I think it mentions in the trailer, Idris Elba says, he's Black Superman, y'all. So, yeah, I mean, he was pretty crazy. But, yeah. You know, that was part of the fun. It felt like a kind of a spy thriller.
Yeah, so. I mean, it was genuinely and wholeheartedly fun summer blockbuster movie. And if that is what you're into, then you will really enjoy this film. And if it's not what you're into, then I would consider maybe skipping out on this one.
All right, Parker, we've talked a lot about what we want our review scale to look like so we can kind of give you guys a rating system. And we decided we were just going to rate it 1 to 10 and decide where we thought it fell on that line. So what did you think of Hobbs and Shaw?
You know, I really enjoyed Hobbs and Shaw. It was a pleasant surprise. And if before I walked into this movie, I would have expected to give it like a 3 out of 10 or something like that. But I'm going to go ahead and give it a 7 out of 10. A lot of fun. Definitely a positive movie, but not good enough to really break into my upper tier.
Yeah. 7 out of 10 is right where I land as well, actually. It was an enjoyable movie. It was one that I'd probably even watch again just if it were on TV, scrolling past, something like that, but not one that I'm able to chew on much. But yeah, enjoyable movie, 7 out of 10 for me.
All right, guys. Well, that's going to conclude our post-credit review show on Fast and the Furious' Hobbs and Shaw. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to like and subscribe to our channel. We're just getting started. We're super excited to enter into this world of movie reviews. We hope you liked our review, and we look forward to seeing you next time.